Firstly, number one is focusing. This is an approach where you focus on your body. So if you've got a distressing emotion or something doesn't sit right with you, you focus on your body and allow an image to come to mind, which represents that feeling that you're feeling. And then you can work with that image in order to increase your awareness. It's just a different way of looking at things that is quite creative and enables you to work with it in a quite creative way. This is good for developing self-awareness, working with the body and increasing body awareness. It's a way of working with images rather than words. So if you're working with somebody or describing something to somebody, using images is much easier to relate to. I think words sometimes create barriers. The two people speaking can have a different image in their mind, whereas if you work directly with the image, it enables both people to relate to exactly the same thing. Secondly, emotional freedom technique. This is also called EFT, and this is a way of working with emotion to literally, you work with the acupressure points and you tap in a certain sequence in order to release emotions from the body. It can be extremely helpful for reducing anxiety. It can also be used with focusing, so you can go through a tapping sequence, notice what images come to mind. This raises awareness, and then say if you're working with anxious thoughts and you tap through the sequence on one anxious thought, at the end of that, if you've got an image or another thought, you can then tap through that as well. So it kind of is iterative and goes to deeper and deeper layers. It can have really surprising results. It can bring immediate relief. It's also quite a fun way of working. You feel a bit silly tapping on these acupressure points, but it's very different from talking therapy, for example, where you really focus on the emotion and try and dig deep into the story. This kind of separates that story. You're just focusing on the emotion and then tapping it away. It literally releases emotion from the body. So you've probably heard that trauma is stored in the body and emotions can get stuck in the body. This is a way of releasing them without having to go into great detail of the story that you've attached to that feeling. Number 3, journaling. This is an obvious one really, but this is where you just write down, usually every day, thoughts of the day, maybe things that have happened, how you dealt with it, how you'd like to deal with it maybe. It can also be a way of noticing how much you're editing your thoughts. So if you talk, it may be that you have like an internal editor that edits out what you really want to say and kind of gives an edited version. Whereas if you're writing, this is known as stream of consciousness, where you literally just write whatever comes to mind. Even if you're sort of having 6 thoughts at the same time, you might write, this morning I woke up and I'm feeling happy. Oh, I need to go and make a cup of tea. Oh, I need to get ready for work. You just literally write down everything, and it trains your mind and your hand as you're writing not to filter anything out and to write everything exactly as it's coming into your mind. And that can be extremely helpful because we often think and edit at the same time, but it separates these two things out. You think, and then later you could come back and edit it and kind of reduce all your thoughts into kind of a few bullet points to summarize maybe what's going on for you. Journaling also increases self-awareness. It encourages reflection. It can be a daily practice, so it can be part of your routine, and it's a record of progress made. So if you journal over a long period, you can always look back at your earlier journals, at your earlier pages, and see maybe that an issue you were dealing with a few months ago now just isn't an issue at all. And that can feel really good and be very encouraging to see how you're growing as a person. Number 4, my personal favorite, is Dreamwork. And this works really well in combination with journaling. So I made a video a few days ago on getting started with dream recall. And I talked there about journaling, how to recall dreams and how to work with a journal. So once you start doing that, you have all the benefits of journaling, but Dreamwork also brings up contents from the subconscious. So you can bring things you're not conscious of into conscious awareness so that you can work with them actively. Working with dreams is fun. Most people have pretty silly, crazy, or amazing dreams, maybe where they have powers that they don't have in real life. They can also be quite mundane, but it's just quite interesting to puzzle out, why did I have a dream about that person I've not seen for 10 years? Or why did this particular object appear in my dream? Or why did I wake up feeling like this when normally I don't feel that emotion? It's a bit like a puzzle. It's very fun. And it kind of takes on a life of its own, I find. The more you work with them, the more the dreams become intriguing and the more you notice patterns, and it's just great for increasing self-awareness. And number 5 is lifting weights. Obviously, any form of physical exercise is good, but I find lifting weights in particular is really, really grounding. If you're somebody that is managing strong energies, or if you're kind of like quite dreamy, lifting weights really brings you into the body. You feel the weight of your body on the ground when you've got the extra weight of the weights in your hands. You feel the contact with the earth, between your feet and the earth. Having a strong body is great if you do feel a lot of energy. It just kind of seems to stabilize things. When you feel strong physically, it also seems to balance you out mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Again, this idea of being balanced in those 4 areas. If your spiritual energy is very high, for example, bringing your physical energy up balances that out and can make you much more stable. Lifting weights or any physical exercise is great for anxiety because it just burns up that excess energy. And it's going to hopefully improve the way you look too. So you're going to feel better about yourself either way. So just a whistle-stop tour of 5 practices, which I'd really recommend for grounding and increasing self-awareness. If you have any other practices that you find helpful, I'd be interested to hear. Please post in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe.